What is up, guys? Rise and shine, Kackis here. Thank you so much for stopping by, and today we've got some brand spanking new Destiny 2 news, courtesy of the Bungie weekly update that has just gone live, unveiling official information. And so, let's get started. And the reason we are unveiling this info a lot earlier than usual is because Bungie is currently participating in a charity livestream over at GCX, with the donations benefiting the St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So here are the goals. As you can see, they reached 100k like right off the bat. So if you want to go participate in that, obviously head over to the Twitch channel that you can see up in the top right corner. If Bungie isn't streaming, there's going to be someone else. It's a stream marathon, and there's a lot of great streamers all supporting a fantastic cause. And I'm now coming to you from the future, kind of, because as soon as I finished this video, Bungie reached more of these milestones and unveiled some incredible information. So firstly, the 300k reveal was actually for a brand new legendary weapon coming in Destiny 2 Beyond Light, and here it is. We don't know much about this. Could be a shotgun, actually. It looks like it has a little bit of a pump at the bottom there, but crazy design and showcases, what the art direction is possibly going to be like coming with Beyond Light. But Bungie also got to the 400k goal, which was to unveil an exotic weapon from Destiny 2 Beyond Light. And guys, here it is. And yup, it's the Hawkmoon, a returning Destiny 1 All-Star. Now, in Destiny 1, this exotic hand cannon had, well, firstly, a perk that's not in D2 that's called Luck in the Chamber, where a random round in the magazine would do quite a bit more damage than normal. The Hawkmoon's exotic ability was to add another round of Luck in the Chamber. I think 2 more extra rounds of Luck in the Chamber. So basically, the special thing about the Hawkmoon was that when it first came out, if the stars aligned and you got like 2 lucky bullets in a row that did extra damage, you could kill someone with 2 headshots with a hand cannon, and obviously that was a huge deal. Now, interestingly, Luke Smith actually did talk a little bit about this weapon, saying that the original Luck in the Chamber perk and the exotic perk for this weapon weren't coming back exactly how they were in Destiny 1. There's still going to be some RNG associated with this weapon, but it's going to be done in kind of a different way. So don't expect like the exact Destiny 1 Hawkmoon to return, but at least some sort of equivalent to this weapon. But yeah, Hawkmoon's back, baby. So let's talk about that brand new news. Firstly, there was a hotfix that hit the game today, introducing several changes. First and foremost, the Antius wards was nerfed today. That's right, they removed the super energy bonus and they increased the sprint time required to activate. So no longer will blocking projectiles with the slide actually give you bonus super energy, so that's completely off the table. And of course, like the initial slide is still going to be very effective, but if there's another enemy nearby, it's going to take longer before you can get that immunity slide again. So chaining them, again engaging multiple enemies at the same time, is going to be a lot more challenging for the Antius ward user. I should just say the Titan playing Crucible, because that's automatically an Antius ward user at this point. Just kidding. But moving on from there, we have some more changes to fix mods. So they fixed an issue where Season of Arrivals mods were available to equip without players first unlocking them. They fixed an issue where the Breach Resonator Artifact Armor mod was not granting its benefits when equipped. They fixed an issue where the Guardian Angel Artifact Armor mod was not granting its benefits when equipped. And they fixed an issue where the Volatile Conduction mod had the wrong buff text and icon while its perk was active. So if you're trying to use any of those, Guardian Angel, etc., now would be the time to put those on and experiment with builds involving them. Now for my controller brethren out there, they finally fixed the issue that would cause you to cancel sprint if you were trying to sprint too often, which was a huge deal on console, so that's finally fixed today. Next up, there was some fixes for finishers, and then after that, in general fixes, they fixed an issue where players were unable to progress the Season of Arrival's intro quest due to a full inventory of Umbral engrams. This was actually a big deal. Like, players have been sitting there not able to do that main quest for a while now. They fixed an issue in the EDZ as well. In terms of investment, so they fixed an issue where Prime engrams rewarded Hunter armor to Warlocks, and some additional fixes you can read right there, but the main thing is that Trials will be returning this weekend on June 19th. The very first weekend it was introduced for this season. You couldn't go to the Lighthouse. So if you went flawless, it just wouldn't let you load into the Lighthouse, so they disabled Trials in its entirety to try to fix that. So it will be back apparently. Oh, by the way, they're also introducing a fix for beaver errors, which is a super common thing on PC. Now that was one hotfix that again was implemented today. There's actually another hotfix planned for next week at around the same time. So here's what they're doing for that one. So firstly, there's fixes targeting controller remapping. Next, they fix an issue where the Witherhorde deals excessive amounts of damage to various bosses, which as you can see right here, it's pretty ridiculous when it goes off. Then they fix an issue where solo completion of the Prophecy Dungeon does not unlock the associated triumph. They fixed an issue where various reward sources were only dropping at 750 instead of at your light level. They fixed an issue where the matchbook catalyst would just be gone from your inventory. And likely some more stuff as well. Moving on from there, let's talk about Beyond Light and the pre-order bonuses. So, you can pre-order Destiny 2 Beyond Light, which is the fall expansion, right now. And if you do so, you can get various bonuses that you can unlock in-game. So, pre-ordering any edition gets you the emblems pictured here, as well as the exotic ghost shell, and then the deluxe and collector's edition will get you the freeze tag exotic emote, also pictured here. But once you do pre-order, these items are going to be available via Master Rahul in the tower after you've placed that pre-order. So if you get the collector's edition through the Bungie store, for example, a code is sent to you with these incentives. If you're on Xbox, you got to make sure to download the Destiny 2 Beyond Light pre-order pack once you've gotten that thing. And it should finally be available to pre-order on PlayStation starting today, literally later today, June 18th. Alright, continuing on from there, another hotfix that happened this week was that Forge AFK farming was nerfed, making you manually relaunch the activity. If you want another amazing way to farm Umbral engrams, don't worry, I already done a video on an updated non-AFK farming version of that. But here's something actually really important for players to know, and it involves raid loot. So, in an earlier TWAB on May 14th, when Bungie was talking about weapons sunsetting, which has just been introduced this season and will affect the fall expansion, they mentioned that raid weapons from Last Wish and Garden of Salvation will have the longer than normal year lifespan for them to sunset. So normally, all the weapons coming out this season, season 11, will last 3 more seasons, and then when it gets to season 14, that's where they fall behind. Again, Bungie said raid weapons would have a longer lifespan than that. Right now, however, you wouldn't know that. Both of those raid gear sets have symbols corresponding to the season they dropped, and they have in-game displays showcasing that they will fall off in power in the fall expansion. But Bungie says in a later update, the armor and weapons from both Last Wish and Garden of Salvation are going to be updated and will have a Season 14 maximum power level displayed. So it's as if all of those weapons and armor pieces dropped right now in Season of Arrivals. They're going to be viable for a whole nother year, and that is an absolutely huge deal. Guys, even if you don't raid, if you could just get literally one piece of armor from Last Wish, that means that you can go in and just farm the chests, and that means that you can get taken armaments. You can get heavy ammo for getting kills with grenades against Taken. Like right now in the dungeon and stuff, that is incredibly relevant. And the fact that just those armor, that's going to be the last set of armor in the entire game that's going to be able to use Taken armaments, and that's going to last all the way until Season 14. All the other armor from Forsaken will fall off in power level. So again, that's an absolutely massive deal, and the same thing kind of works for Garden of Salvation. That armor will be able to use Hive armaments, or at least it currently can. So again, that is a huge deal. Definitely go in, and if you haven't done those raids, try to get a group together, try to do that, because those sets of weapons and armor are going to be extremely relevant moving forward. Additionally, and importantly, this change is being done retroactively, so all of the current Last Wish and Garden gear that's just sitting in your vault, it should be updated. Like one day you'll log on, it has the symbol from Season of Arrivals, and it can be updated to a much higher power level. You won't have to go and get this stuff again, somewhat similarly to, certain weapons like the Gnawing Hunger. You do have to get this season's version. That shouldn't be happening with the raid loot. Oh, and some of you may be wondering, what about Scourge of the Past and Crown of Sorrow? Well, those raids are going to be disappearing in the fall expansion. They are part of the vaulted content that includes entire planets like Titan and Io, and Bungie confirmed that there is going to only be 3 raids in Destiny 2 when Destiny 2 Beyond Light drops, and that's going to be Last Wish, Garden, and then the brand new raid coming on Europa. So keep that in mind as well. Those gear sets are not moving forward. They will not be updated, but you may want to do those raids as well because it's kind of your last chance. Not to mention that also includes the Leviathan raid and the associated raid layers as well. Moving on from there, some last minute stuff here. We do have another hotfix, kind of server-side patch that hit the game. Wasn't an official hotfix, but on Tuesday, the most important thing to know there is that the Umbral Enhancement 2 upgrade for the Prismatic Recaster, once you got that, it would actually half the amount of twisted energy you would get. So if you got 500, it would only put the equivalent of 250 into the Prismatic Recaster, so it would make you level up less, which obviously absolutely sucked. But again, on Tuesday, that's since been fixed. So if you knew about that and you've been ignoring it, now's the time to get back grinding. And then we have a bunch of known issues right here, so a lot of triumphs not tracking. If you've been wondering if you've been doing something wrong, if you see any of the triumphs you've been going after on this list, you know that they're aware of it and it's just a glitch. And so guys, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed, found this informative, and if you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at @RickKackis. That's linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.